Yes, I'm sorry I got cut off. Some froze up there for a while. I was trying to finish up what I was trying to say about George Soros and these left wing DAs that's going on in this country. And I don't know what it is with George Soros, why he wants a higher crime rate. I really just don't understand it. You know, maybe he lives in his mansion somewhere up on a hill and he supports all these liberal DAs. He must hate humanities. He's a very dangerous person. Actually, I do like the Koch brothers because they're libertarian and I like what they stand for. But sometimes it's not a case of you need more laws. You need to enforce the laws on the books. Actually, I think we need to repeal some laws. There's way too many laws on the local, state, and federal level. It's actually right now worse to commit a white collar crime than a violent crime. That's what we made it of. And these DAs, liberal DAs, waste too much time on white collar crime instead of violent crime. Alvin Bragg, he's very scary. He's a liberal DA, and just to go after Trump because you don't like his political views. Well, they call it lawfare, and that has to end. That has to stop. And like the Department of Injustice, as Peter Navarro called it, and Peter Navarro, they were just trying to they were harassing the guy. The guy, um, what it was is that he had executive privilege. He did everything right. They want to say, well, contempt of Congress. What about Merrick Garland and Eric Holder? Why aren't they held in contempt of Congress? Where's the Department of Injustice on that? Hopefully, the Department of Injustice will become the Department of Justice again. We'll hopefully see that. And something has to be done about removing these liberal DAs in all these areas. You know, that's not talked about. And these liberal DAs are actually, they're not helping the communities they're in, they're actually hurting the communities. And the Department of Injustice is not helping us, the citizens. They're actually hurting us. They're not protecting us from criminals at all. They're from violent criminals, which is the real problem. They're just running their left wing agenda, which is hurting us. Because if the Department of Injustice go after Donald Trump, Peter Navarro, whoever else in the Trump administration, that means they could go after all of us. And that means we'll be next. And that January 6th thing, that's the only thing the Democrats have to go on. Oh, January 6th, January 6th. Well, January 6th was not the fault of Trump. I always believe you're responsible for your actions. And by the way, I still to this day have questions to that election, that Trump got hurt in the election. There was a lot of cheating, a lot of fraud going on, things like that. People voting twice. There was a lot of shady stuff, which, like I said, we have nothing we do. We have to move on. But and they did cheat, no doubt. The Democrats did. There's always a lot of questions. Kind of funny when Donald Trump's up by 300,000 votes in Pennsylvania with 75% of the votes in and he loses. What does that tell you? That tells you a lot there, that there was some shady stuff. I mean, some place in a precinct in Philadelphia, Trump had no votes at all. There tells you there's something shady there. I think 23,000 or something to zero, which is pretty scary. And but I don't think that the Democrats could count on the cities anymore because a lot of your black and Hispanics do like Donald Trump. I mean, he's over 20% with the African Americans, with the blacks, Donald Trump. He's like close to 50% with the Hispanics. So I don't think these Democrats could count on the cities anymore. I don't think they could count on a Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. Even up here in Connecticut, they can't count on the cities. Waterbury, Hartford, New Haven, Bridgeport. They can't in New York. They can't count on New York City anymore. To put them over the top. You saw Donald Trump when he went to the Bronx in May, how people loved him. So this is showing that their base of the blacks and Hispanics is eroding away, and it's eroding fast. They don't want Kamala Harris. It shows that they can't count on that anymore. They can't count on the cities putting them over the top anymore. So they're really in trouble, and they know it. They know it. They can't count on Detroit, Milwaukee to put them over the top. See, here's the thing with Donald Trump. He doesn't have to win these cities. He just has to have a good showing. He just can't get blown out. He has to have a respectable showing of, I say, 35% in these cities. And if he does, he wins. Right now, with the numbers, with the blacks, 21%, over 20% with the blacks, almost 50% with the Hispanics, he wins with those numbers. He could even get less with the Hispanic vote, 45, 48%, and still win. And Kamala Harris knows she's in trouble. The Democrats know they're in trouble. This is why they removed Biden, which to me they're a threat to democracy. How many people, 15 million people, voted for Biden to be their candidate, and they just took that away? There's a lot of Democrats that are not happy with that. And they didn't like Donald Trump in Washington because he's not a yes man for the establishment in Washington. They knew RFK wouldn't be a yes man. I don't agree with a lot of RFK has to say, but I do agree with some of the things he has to say. He's against this lawfare and everything else. But Donald Trump was not a yes man for the establishment, for the DC swamp. And what I don't like is when you could bring up somebody on charges and you know you get a jury to convict them, that's dead wrong. This is what they do in banana republics, third world countries. That's pretty scary. But on that note, I really would like to wrap it up right now. Thank everybody for watching. I call this Trump Gotti 2024. I will be talking about more Mafia history after the November election. I will get into that. But right now, I just want to wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for watching. You know, this is live. You'll see it on a replay. Watch me. Say something in your comments. Also, tune into Angela Gotti's show, Angel Gotti. She's on a couple times a week. Tune into her show. Also, my neighbor over in Rhode Island, Mabra MRE, turned into a show. MRE, you have a great show. Listen to a show. Listen to MRE. He's a conservative. Angel Gotti is a conservative. Tune into her too. Angel Gotti lives south of me in Long Island. MRE lives east of me in Rhode Island. Both are conservatives. Tune into them. By the way, Angel Gotti, you have a great Morrow. You have a great co-host. To me, she has one of the best shows on here, contrary to what people will say. And MRE has one of the best shows on here too. And that's a whole nother story we're getting. All these rats that are on here that committed crimes, killed innocent people. And then they're on here when they should be serving time. I mean, I know I've talked about it again. It just amazes me with Sammy the Bull, how he puts out like he was the innocent one with John Gotti, which we know that isn't the case. He is, and probably what Sammy the Bull says, maybe 25-30%, if that. But he really, most of the stuff he says is not true, and I'll get into that later. About Alan Kaiser, the innocent boy that he killed, 16-year-old boy, never held accountable for that. And Lee Cole also has a very good show. James Proctor, I want to say them too. Very good shows. Also tune into them. But right now, I want to wrap it up. I could be here all day talking about things. I want to say have a nice day. Stay safe. Pedal to the metal. Trump 2024. Don't forget to vote. Early voting. I'm not sure when it starts in Connecticut, but you can do early voting. Vote on election day. I like what Trump wants to do. One-day voting, paper ballots, like they've done in other countries. That's the way it should be. You got to vote. Trump, Vance, 2024. Vote the whole Republican ticket. Congressman, senator, whoever. If governors are up for re-election, make sure you vote Republican all the way. No Democrats. The party's been taken over by left-wing loons. Trump, Vance, 2024. Vote the whole Republican ticket. Have a nice day. I'll be back.